What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great night so far. So this video is something new, something different that I'm trying. A new show on ABC that comes on every Monday at 10. It just started tonight. It's the season premiere of Grand Hotel. I love this show. I just watched the season premiere. It's a hot show. I feel like ABC has a hit on their hands. Season 1, episode 1. So basically this episode was an introductory, but they got right into the drama real fast. So let me introduce y'all to the characters. First of all, to the plot. So this show is about the Mendoza family. It's a family-owned hotel. The Mendozas own it. It's the last family-owned hotel on the strip of Miami Beach. The patriarch of the family is Santiago Mendoza. He owns the place. I guess he inherited from his late wife, Beatrice Mendoza. I guess she passed away, and he inherited the hotel from her. He had, ever since his wife passed, he did get remarried to a woman named Gigi, who is played by the wonderful Rosalind Sanchez. I love Rosalind Sanchez. I've been watching her for years. Rosalind is a badass woman. Rosalind is hot. I'm just saying. So she plays his second wife. Then he has his two children from his first marriage to Beatrice, which is Alyssa Mendoza, who just graduated college with a marketing degree. He has a son, Javi, with his first wife. So both of these kids are with his first wife. He has no kids with Gigi. Javi and Alicia. Javi basically is the playboy. He doesn't work. He's a playboy. He basically sleeps with a lot of the female guests of the hotel. Probably some of the maids. He probably sleeps with them too. He's basically a hoe. Javi Mendoza is played by Brian Craig, who formerly played Morgan Corinthos on General Hospital. So Gigi has two adult children from a previous marriage or previous relationship, Yoli and Carolina. I'm going to get into that in a minute because I'm going to let y'all know how she treat both of those kids. So they're fraternal twin daughters. So they're twins, but they're fraternal. I'm going to get into that more in a minute. The other cast members are Helen, Mrs. P. They call her Mrs. P. But her name is Helen Parker, Mrs. Parker, played by the fabulous Wendy Raquel Robinson. I love Wendy. She's the head of the staff at the hotel. So she's in charge of all the staff, the waiters, the maids, all of them. She hires, fires, she does all that. And she's one of the people that the staff fears. They were scared of her. And if you watch the episode, hopefully you do, you'll see why they're scared of her. Like, she's no nonsense. She's a ball buster. She doesn't play no games. The other cast is Jason Parker, who is Helen's son. He's a waiter. And they got Ingrid, who's a maid. And Danny, who's the new... he's the new waiter that Helen just hired on tonight's episode. And then they have Mateo, who is Santiago's right-hand man, supposedly. So getting into this episode, basically, there was a line chef by the name of Sky. I believe that's her name. I'm trying to, I got to remember everybody's name for the season. The new season just started, so I'm going to try. So Gigi, Santiago's wife, was confronting the chef about something that she felt the chef had that she wanted. I guess it's some type of information that she had or whatever about Gigi's husband. And the chef tried to act like, play dumb, like she didn't know what she was talking about. But then Gigi tried to threaten her. And the chef was like, well, you're not going to do nothing to me. You're not going to fire me, especially with the information I have on your husband. So there was a hurricane that hit the beach, Miami Beach, that hit the strip. So the waiters and all the staff, they had to evacuate the guests to the ballroom and get them out of their rooms, for safety, of course. So the chef ended up going down the stairwell and stuff, and she sounded like somebody was coming down the stairwell as well, like following her. So she ended up outside, and somebody knocked her out what looked like a baseball bat. They hit her in the back of the head, what looked to be a Louisville Slugger, and started dragging her. So now we go to the next day, or whatever the case may be. It's sunny, the hurricane is gone. Guests are, wandering about. So Alyssa shows up, the daughter. She shows up, like I said, she just graduated. They're getting ready for a wedding. It's Carolina's wedding. Carolina, again, who's Gigi's daughter, one of the fraternal twins. It's her wedding. She's getting married to some guy named Byron. I guess him and his family are business people or whatever. So Javi just got done getting it in with one of the female guests. And apparently Javi has an amputated leg. He amputated his leg. He told the guest, the girl that he was sleeping with, that his leg was amputated because of he was in the war in Afghanistan or something like that. So they end up going down there because they got to do the family brunch and all that type of good stuff. With Carolina, Yoli, the parents, and Byron, the fiance, and his family. So they all there sitting at the brunch and giving toasts and stuff like that, when Byron blurts out that him and his family are buying the hotel, the Riviera Hotel, the family hotel. Mind you, Alicia, and Javi had no idea that their father was even thinking about selling the hotel or planning on selling it. They were completely blindsided. She was basically trying to get answers out of her father as to why they were selling and stuff. And he told her basically, because he was getting older, they felt they couldn't compete no more, and his wife Gigi wanted to travel. Of course, Alicia and Javi do not like Gigi. Of course, they don't like their stepmother. They feel like she's the Wicked Witch of the West, and they don't like their stepsisters, of course. So, of course, Alicia tried to blame Gigi for her father selling the hotel that her mother left him, because originally, like I said, that was their mother's hotel, and it was implied that Alicia was supposed to run the hotel one day. She was supposed to take over the day-to-day operations of it. So she was pissed or whatever, trying to blame her stepmother and stuff for the sale and all that good stuff. And of course, her father was sticking up for his wife, trying to say, no, she ain't got nothing to do with why we're selling and yada, 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 coming up with all them excuses. So some dude, El Rey, I guess he's some rapper, artist, musician, whatever he is, he showed up to the hotel after burning down his own damn house, the fool. $20 million mansion. He did something and that house burned down, so now he got to stay at the hotel for a couple of weeks or whatever. I said, how you burn down a $20 million mansion, fool? So, when Danny was getting hired, he's the new waiter. When he was getting hired at the assistance of Jason, who's Mrs. Parker's son, who's also a waiter, Mrs. Parker did not like Danny right off the bat. Off the bat, she did not like Danny. She felt like something, I don't know, she just felt something about him she didn't like. So he came with his resume, which come to find out was a made-up resume. It was lies all on that resume. And Mrs. Parker was wondering, like, why he lied on that resume or whatever, because he felt like he really needed the job. So he lied on the resume. I mean, come on, we all lied on our applications at some point or another. We have. So El Rey was having some little party on the beach or whatever, and the waiters and stuff was coming over there. Yoli was not feeling El Rey at first. Like, she did not care for the Hollywood stuff, the glitz, the glamour. She didn't care for none of that. And that's what attracted El Rey to Yoli. Because what pisses me off about Gigi is she treats the twins so different. Like, she clearly favors Carolina over Yoli, because she feels like Carolina looks better than Yoli, and that's her favorite daughter. Like, she was treating Yoli like trash, basically. And it wasn't right. I hate that. Like, when parents do, I hate it. I hate that. When parents favor one child over, that pisses me off. So I already knew I wasn't going to like Gigi right off the bat. So this fool, Javi is at the pool with some chick who has a boyfriend that's literally like right across, and he ends up taking her upstairs to sleep with her. When they get into bed and stuff, she kept trying to take off the stocking that was on his amputated leg, but he kept pulling her hand trying to tell her no, and she kept trying to do it. And he just got mad and told her to get out. He was like, you know what, just get out of my room. I said, exactly. Like, if he told you to leave his leg alone, obviously leave it alone. Why would you keep tugging at it like a fool? I would have kicked her out too. Like, yeah, because that's a turn off. Like, you can go. So anyway, Mrs. Parker was so rude to Ingrid. Like, Ingrid was going, she was having a rough day or whatever, snapping at, Jason was trying to say hi to her, and she gave him nothing but attitude and stuff like that. She was just going through. So Mateo, like I said, he's Santiago's right-hand man. So come to find out, Mateo, I guess, has been sleeping with Ingrid. And she told Mateo she was pregnant. That's why she was having a bad day. Because first, when Jason confronted her about her attitude and stuff, she admitted to him she was pregnant. So she went and told Mateo that she was pregnant. I guess he's the baby daddy or whatever. He had a positive attitude about it until basically the reason he was so happy was because he told her, oh, I'm going to take a day off of work and you're going to go, set up the appointment. She was like, appointment? We know what appointment he was talking about, an abortion. He wanted her to have an abortion. He was smirking about it and stuff, talking about, oh, I'm glad you're being an adult about it. I say he is such an ass. Like, the way he treated her when she told him that, he was such an ass. Like, he didn't ask no other questions. It automatically went to, you're going to have an abortion. No questions asked. I said, damn. Like, that's trifling. And you could see the hurt on her face when he said that. Like, she was genuinely hurt. So anyway, moving on from that. So that night, freaking Danny saw Alicia laying face down in the pool. He thought she was drowning in the pool, so he jumped in the pool naturally to get her out of the pool. But she told him, oh, no, she likes to float. That's what she do. I'm like, you don't do that, fool. You don't float in no pool face down like that. Of course, anybody with a brain is going to think that you're drowning. Like, they're going to think you drown, fool. Are you crazy? So they get to talking and stuff. I like the chemistry between them. I really do. Danny and Alicia. I don't know how long that's going to last when all the truth come out, because judging by this episode, everybody in there got some secrets and shady, and I'm loving it. So she came up with an idea to save the hotel by using El Rey, the rapper, singer, whatever he do. So she goes up to El Rey's room. Mind you, Carolina went up to his room to ask him if he was playing Yoli and stuff like that, just trying to sleep with Yoli, because that's what El Rey does. He's a playboy who hangs around a lot of women, and, she didn't want to see her sister get hurt. But the truth is, Carolina really wanted El Rey. So she started kissing on him and stuff, and they slept together. And that's when Alicia showed up to the room and wanted to talk to El Rey about him performing at the hotel, kind of like a residency kind of thing. And that's when she saw Carolina in the room. I said, damn. And she had that smirk on her face. Alicia had that smirk on her face because she know now she got some info. She got something she could blackmail with. And besides, she don't like Carolina anyway. So, of course, she was having breakfast with Javi. Alicia was having breakfast with her brother Javi, and she was telling Javi all about what happened with Carolina and El Rey. Javi was like, hell yeah, you should use it. He told her to use the information so that way it could bust up the wedding and mess up their father's business deal to sell the hotel. And of course, Danny was there to serve coffee and stuff, and he tried to avoid Alicia because Alicia didn't know who he was. Because at first when they met in the pool, she assumed he was a guest. She didn't know that he was a waiter. And she was kind of surprised to see him and see that he worked for their hotel and stuff. And of course, Mrs. P was lurking because she did remind Danny that she was going to be watching him. And she told him when she hired him, he's not to fraternize with the guests or the staff, the co-workers and stuff. He's not to fraternize. That's frowned upon. But I'm like, damn, everybody in there fraternizing with each other. So, I mean, Mateo sitting here sleeping with the maid and getting her pregnant. So, clearly it doesn't matter. So, Mrs. P was pissed because her and her son were worried about their job security. Like, they were worried about their job and stuff because with the new owners coming in, their jobs are no longer safe because Santiago told Alicia that the new owners, once the papers are signed and stuff, everybody's going to lose their job. They're not going to keep, having a hotel around. They're going to turn it into luxury condos. So everybody in there was going to lose their job. So Mrs. P, she was worried, but she wasn't worried because she was like, we're going to land on our feet no matter what. So Santiago came in there and told Mrs. P that a portion of the sale money, the proceeds were going to go to her because of her long, she's been with them for years. So he felt like he was going to give some of the money to her that they get from the sale. She still wasn't happy. I feel like the look that she gave Santiago tells a bigger story. I feel like there's some secrets there. Like the way she was looking at him and the way they were talking and stuff like that. There's definitely some secrets. What those secrets are, who knows? But I got a feeling it got something to do with something that maybe happened back in the day. But the way she looked at him, that it tells a story because if looks could kill. So anyway, freaking Gigi. Her and Carolina. Well, Carolina first. She wanted to know if Alicia was going to keep her mouth shut about her sleeping with El Rey because she didn't want it to mess up her wedding, of course. Or, her relationship with Yoli. So that's when Gigi came and interrupted the conversation and wanted to talk to Alicia alone. She gave her some type of dolphin chain that's similar, I guess, to the same chain that her mother had. Because Gigi and Alicia's mother used to be best friends. And then right after Alicia's mother died, Gigi married Santiago. That's really why Javi and them don't like her, because they see her as a gold digger, opportunist. That's just how they see her. And I mean, it is suspicious. But, so she gave her the necklace or whatever as a peace offering to fix their relationship or whatever. Because like I said, Alicia and Javi see Gigi as the wicked stepmother. So she wanted to fix her relationship with Alicia and stuff like that. So after Alicia left the room, Carolina was worried that Alicia was going to say something, but Gigi told Carolina that she basically all it took was a heart necklace to shut her up. So basically she was playing her. But what they don't know is Alicia came back for her purse and was listening to the whole conversation. So she know Gigi was trying to play her to keep the secret. So at the wedding, that's when she decided before the wedding to tell Byron, the fiance, what happened. So when the wedding was going down, he busted Carolina in front of everybody. And that's when he jumped on El Rey, who was performing at the wedding and stuff. He jumped on El Rey, started fighting him. That's when Santiago came over and tried to break it up. But then Byron ended up punching Santiago in the face. And that's when Danny came over and started beating up Byron and all them. Like, Danny got some good fighting skills. I was like, damn, he was whooping ass. And him beating up those guys actually impressed Santiago. So, of course, Santiago wanted to keep Danny on payroll and stuff. Wanted to keep him on staff. Santiago was pissed because now that Alicia basically messed up the wedding and messed up the sale of the hotel, which was her plan all along. But that's when Santiago basically dropped a few bombs on her and let her know that the reason he was selling the hotel was because for years the hotel was losing money and he owed people money. People that lent him some money to keep the hotel afloat. She thought that he owed the bank money, but he don't owe the bank money. He said he owed somebody else money. So my guess is he probably owes some thugs some money or whatever. Come to find out, Mateo is not exactly his employee. Mateo is at the hotel to keep an eye on Santiago, basically, and the money that comes into the hotel and all that. Because Mateo, my guess is linked to some people that he owe. Because Mateo basically made some threats or whatever, veiled threats about Alicia talking about, oh, she all grown up now, she beautiful. Santiago wasn't playing it. Santiago was like, you better leave my daughter out of it. Like, I'm going to get you your money. Just give me a little bit more time. Because now that deal fell through, he has no choice but to keep the hotel now. Because it's going to be hard to find another buyer. So that's what him and Gigi was talking about on the balcony that night. They was talking about how they're going to have to make major financial cutbacks, starting with the staff. Like, they're going to have to lay off some of the staff members. Some of the staff going to have to get their salaries cut, all type of stuff to save money now. And of course, Ingrid was up in the room lurking around trying to act like she was cleaning, but she was really eavesdropping on their conversation. And that's when Gigi told Santiago he needs to cut Javi off financially. Like, he need to make Javi get some money, like get a job and stuff like that to support himself. But Santiago said he was never going to cut his son off because it was some stuff that Gigi didn't know nothing about. Apparently, that amputated leg he has had nothing to do with Afghanistan. According to Santiago, he was the one responsible for Javi losing his leg. That's why he feels so indebted to him. And Javi can't stand his father, really, because, his father treated him like a child, trying to cut him off whenever he drink. Oh, you had enough, babying him and stuff. But he felt responsible for his son getting his leg amputated. I want to know more about that story and what happened. I told you a lot, this whole family got secrets. All of them got secrets. So that's why he basically keeps Javi on an allowance, basically. Alicia was sitting there talking to El Rey, trying to strike up a deal with him, basically for a residency at the hotel that would bring them a lot of publicity and money and bring him some money, because she know he tried to sit there and talk about, oh, I don't need this hotel, this cheap hotel or whatever. She was like, yes, you do. She told him, she was like, you haven't had a hit album in years. The hotel is struggling. He's struggling. So why not, join forces? I said, that is true and it's smart. Why not? I mean, she does have a bachelor's or whatever, or an associate's, and I think she has a bachelor's in marketing. So she just trying to make that hotel some more money. So anyway, Ingrid went to Javi's hotel room. Now, mind you, I'm thinking when she went to Javi's hotel room, she going there to tell him about the conversation she just overheard with Gigi and his father. She went there to tell Javi that she was pregnant. Javi looked at her like, okay, what that got to do with me? He was like, hold up. Javi started thinking for a second. He said, did I sleep with you? Mind you, he didn't even know who the girl was. He didn't even know her name. And she worked for their family's hotel. He don't even know her. He had to look at her name tag to see what her name was. I said, damn, you that big of a hoe? I said, damn, you sleep with that many women, you don't even remember their name and what they look like? That's a shame. That's how you know you need to stop. He need to stop all that sleeping around. I feel like Ingrid is playing the deadly game. Because first she told Mateo the baby was his. Then she brought it up to Jason. Now you're bringing it up to Javi. I think she's just trying to get somebody she trying to get somebody to claim that baby. Ain't no way. I'm like, damn, she slept with this many dudes? I think she lying because she know Javi sleep around. So she probably just saying anything knowing he probably don't remember or whatever. Because he don't remember none of them girls he sleep with. So, of course, that's what she banking on. Because she probably heard that his father gives him an allowance and ain't going to cut him off. So that's good for her. That way she could leech off of his money that his father give him. She ain't slick. I see exactly what she trying to do. That girl is not slick. She thinks she's slick, but I'm like, she not. So come to find out, another bombshell that was dropped was Danny. Danny basically got a job at the hotel to find out what happened to the chef that went missing. Because when Alicia asked her father about the chef that went missing during the hurricane, the one that was hit in the back of the head with the baseball bat in the beginning of the episode, her father got all nervous and changed the subject and stuff. Come to find out, that chef that went missing is Danny's sister. So basically, he's working undercover at the hotel trying to find out who did something to his sister. I was like, damn, that's his sister. This show automatically reminds me of that show Revenge that they used to have. I'm loving this show. This premiere was everything. I enjoyed it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. I'll see y'all all later. Peace. Have a good night.